Hello everybody and welcome to Uproot Reddit. Grocery shopping in times like we're living in now can be a bit unnerving for some. So, people turn to shopping for groceries online like Amazon or Walmart.com, places like that. Or, they hire a personal shopper via an app to get them the items necessary during quarantine. Thank goodness for advanced technology. While having a personal shopper is a great way to stay safe and healthy and practice social distancing, it can be a hassle dealing with a stuck-up, entitled Karen that mistakes you for her personal shopper. Because seriously, who'd want to shop for nagging Karen anyways? Reddit user A Grim Fate unfortunately ran into Karen in today's post, "I am not your personal shopper." Oh boy, what is Karen up to this time? Let's check it out. This is totally TLDR of a post. Some people are nice during this virus issue. Some are not. Tell me about it. I live within walking distance from a grocery store and it offers car service. However, to get that, you should be parked in the spots marked for such. I don't know much more about the service since, as I live nearby, I never needed people to give me stuff in my car. So, I needed some essentials and for some odd reason, I can't use my food stamps online to buy food. Well, that is a poor design feature in this troublesome time. Oh, really? You can't use food stamps to buy food online? Well, so much for advanced technology. Maybe there's a legal reason why. I'm not really sure. But I digress. So I head out decked out in good gear, I guess. A black face mask, black gloves, and yes, everything else I was wearing was black, including the hat. Now this is important because what happens next is going to be ridiculous. Then again, anything dealing with Karen is going to be ridiculous. While I was in the store, people were still quite chatty, and I got asked where things were by people or comments that I looked like a ninja. Honestly, I take that as a compliment at this time. Considering the people were looking at their phones with confusion and everyone seemed to have a list not made by them, I'm pretty sure that they were all personal shoppers or whatever that delivery person who picks up your groceries is called. For all of those who are personal shoppers out there, you are literally putting your lives out on the line for those who cannot go out or shouldn't go out. And for that, I salute to you. Please stay safe. Anyways, we continue. I paid for my items and they filled 2 bags. I then went outside. There was a Pokestop nearby, so I figured I would just chill for a second, play the game as I tried to remember if I needed anything else from any of the other stores nearby. All groceries, just different foods in them. I noticed a few cars parked in the fire lane with people just sitting in them. I decided that nothing else would be needed after checking my list on my phone as well. I turned off my phone and grabbed my bags. I started to walk off when I heard a honk. I jumped as I was startled, but then started to walk again. The honk happened again. I jumped! Oh boy, Untitled Goose Game was warning us about the honkening. Who knew it would come now than later? It was coming from the car near me that was parked in the fire lane. Oh, it's a different kind of honking. Okay, we're good. I stared, confused, and slowly started to creep away. The woman driving the car got out of the car, not in any gear for going out in these times. That's a mistake. That's a mistake, Karen. You're making a mistake. Put them in the car, she barked. What? I asked confused. Put them in the car now. She snapped and pointed to my grocery bags. Mind you, my grocery bags are reusable and are sealable so no one can see in them. I look at my groceries and then at her. Huh? You want my groceries? I asked confused. Of course, I paid for them. Put them in, she snapped. I looked at her confused. No and no. Unless you are my food stamps card, you didn't buy them. Laters, I said and started to walk off. Come back here! You can't steal my groceries! You are my personal shopper! Snapped the woman. I stopped and stared at her. What? I asked. You are my personal shopper. I ordered my food, she snapped. I looked at her confused as it dawned on me. I don't work here. They don't dress like ninjas. I started but couldn't continue as she was yelling at me. Lies! Give me my groceries! She yelled, and more things of the like. Seriously, I was done at this point and started to rush off, trying not to listen to the insanity. It was mental. Lessons I learned from this is people will still think you work somewhere even if you look like you are gonna rob the place or are out to steal ninja scrolls. That you can't have a moment to think in view of others, or they will think you are a personal shopper. In other words, it's all about them. And running with a face mask on is a good way to get out of breath and hot way faster. Be safe out there. First of all, Karen, what store employee dresses up in all black? Besides ninjas or the people in Hot Topic or a game, there are these great pieces of human technology called eyes, Karen. Use them the next time you mistake a customer for your personal shopper. Are all Karens like this? Bad at using their eyes to distinguish between customer and employee? Apparently, Reddit user WolfGirl1999 thinks so, as she and her boyfriend encounter a loud, obnoxious Karen. In today's post, I want a Baconator now! So I used to work at a famous fast food chain. It was my first job and I hated it. Fast food workers get so much junk from people. I've recently moved over to the store next to the restaurant, a gas station, and I love it there. My boyfriend and I went to the restaurant for lunch one day. He used to work there too. It's where we met. We got our food and sat down at a table we used to always sit at and began eating and chatting, even taking some pictures, when I feel a hard tap on my shoulder. Now, I've read some stories on here and have worked in this place enough to know a Karen when I see one. So, I breathed out a breath. Yes, the Karen sighs and folds her arms across her chest. I want a Baconator. My boyfriend stops eating and looks up. I'm sorry, but we don't work here. I want to note that I was in blue jeans and an overly big blue and red wolf sweatshirt, my boyfriend's, and he was wearing blue jeans, a yellow t-shirt, and a Chevrolet hat. Yeah, because that's the uniform that all fast food chain employees wear, right? She scowls and points at me. Yes, you do. I've seen you behind the counter. Now get me my Baconator and a side of fries and make that fresh. No tomato and no pickles. I now recognize the lady as one that always had to fuss about everything and made my job 11 times harder. I used to work here, but I don't anymore. Please leave us alone. We're trying to enjoy our lunch. I turn around only to get slapped on the back of my head, and I freeze. Give me my Baconator! Okay, you just crossed the line, lady. That was uncalled for. I see my boyfriend tense out of the corner of my eye before he slowly turns around and stands to his full 6'4" height, towering over the lady. Get the frick away from us before I do something I really don't want to do. His voice is cold as he glares down at her. He is visibly shaking in rage. I don't take being touched well, especially hit. Even light taps can send me into a panic because of my past, and he knows this. The lady stares wide-eyed at him before scurrying over to the counter. He sits down thinking it's over, but I know this woman and she is not done yet. I watch as the manager in charge, one of my favorites, love her, comes over with a confused look. I heard that you assaulted someone? My boyfriend snorts and looks at her. She assaulted us. Look at the cameras. The manager's eyes slide over to me, to which I nod. She goes back behind the counter to look at the cameras, and she soon comes out on the phone. Apparently, she also assaulted the employee behind the counter by throwing a drink at him, so the police were called. I watched with satisfaction as my manager told her that she was banned and as she was escorted out. None of us pressed charges just because we didn't want to deal with her anymore. Wolf Girl 1999, you got yourself a good boyfriend. I know we should have, I don't know if the employee did, press charges, but I was shaking from anxiety and on the verge of a panic attack. As I said, any slap or hit from someone, especially strangers, can send me into a panic attack due to my past. My boyfriend knew this and wanted to get me out of there and away from where the situation happened so I could calm down. Not to mention, my boyfriend probably would have screamed at her and done some things he shouldn't do if he saw her again. So it turns out the lady was arrested. She had stolen IDs and credit cards. And apparently she was charged with assault as well as the other stuff. So I guess karma paid her back. We recently went through drive-thru and the manager told us, if I didn't know any better, Karen screeching for a Baconator could turn into one of those J.G. Wentworth commercials. You're stuck up, Karen, I want a Baconator now! But there are more important things than yelling for a Baconator. Although a Baconator sounds pretty good right about now. Things such as buying furniture at IKEA or stopping in IKEA's food court for their Swedish meatballs. But no, Karen just has to ruin the best furniture shopping experience, the IKEA experience, as I call it. Reddit user MuckX has perused through this IKEA so much so that entitled Karen somehow mistakes them for an IKEA employee in today's post, IKEA and a Karen. So this happened last summer and just recently discovered this subreddit, so decided to give it a go. So I was with my mother at IKEA and walking through the maze of lamps and pillowcases when a woman approached me and asked me where the shower curtains were. Now, we had just finished renovating my grandmother's house, and I had walked through IKEA by then at least 10 times the previous summer and knew which sections to speed walk through to save time and energy. Plus, it keeps you from buying anything that you don't really need at the moment. So, I suppose my determined walking stood out to her from the usual browsing customers. However, the employees at IKEA wear a quite distinct yellow and blue uniform, and I was decked out in an all-black outfit. Again, colors are very important. Here's why. She asks me where to find them, and it takes me a moment to realize she's speaking to me. An immediate response is to point in one of the two directions in the maze. I would say they're over there. Can't you show me to them? In a rather impatient manner and impolite tone of voice. Oh, no. I don't work here. I smile slightly when I look at her, hoping she'll realize I'm not dressed in yellow. Oh, but you look like you really do. Just take me to the bathroom section. And now I've lost all hope with her. Well, no, I don't work here. Which way are the shower curtains? She slows her speech down as if I'm having a hard time understanding her request. Oh, the irony. And at this point, I can't believe how ignorant she's being, and to save myself from repeating myself, I walk off slightly exasperated at Karen. But seriously, all black at IKEA, and I really look like I do work there? Ugh, I give up. Again, Karen can't use her eyes. So, lesson learned here, folks. Don't speed walk through an IKEA. Some wild Karen may come up and mistake you for an employee, even though you wear different clothes than them. Anyways, well, that's all for today. We'll be back for more I Don't Work Here posts right here on Uproot Reddit. Make sure to continue practice social distancing because Karen sure won't.